Hey, this is Peachy.
I'm Moose.
This is Sudan.
And we'd like to take a moment to thank our original launch site, Anchor.fm, who's helped to enrich this podcast in many ways. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast.
Anchor.fm offers educational tools on how to get started in social media and has not only given our show, stapled together, several platforms to choose from for your listening enjoyment, but continues to offer helpful tips and avenues for growth along the way. Best of all, it's 100% free and ridiculously easy to use.
With an easy, hassle-free method for uploading, you can add your podcast episodes to Anchor.fm's extensive library, available for listening on several popular streaming services, letting listeners choose a favorite platform. And now, Anchor can match you with great sponsors who want to advertise on your podcast.
That means you can get paid to podcast right away. In fact, that's what we're doing right now by reading this ad.
Go to anchor.fm/start to get started today.
Hell is empty, and all the devils are here.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stapled Together podcast for a very special Halloween episode for the comic book release week of October 30th, 2019. I'm Peachy.
I'm Moose.
I'm Sudan.
Nice. And tonight we don't have any, we're not going to get into any news, and we're not going to get into too deep into our picks for this week. Let's not give everything away just yet, though, right? Let's go ahead and jump into our books that we picked up this week.
Yeah, I go first.
Yeah, that's Ooze first. What you got, Ooze?
I accidentally picked up Nightwing number 65.
Again.
Yeah, it came out last week, and it was in my hold slot, so I thought I needed it, because Nightwing Annual also came out this week. Continued writing by Dan Jurgens, art by someone.
Art was done.
Yeah, by someone with last name Moore.
Daniel Moore?
No.
Roger Moore?
Travis Moore,
Travis
actually.
Moore.
I feel like I knew that. Yeah, that was the second annual for this current run of Nightwing came out. Got Superior Spider-Man number 12, continued writing by Nicolas Cage. That's what I was gonna say.
Nicolas Cage, yes.
Christos N. Cage, and art by Mike Hawthorne. Got Star Pig number 4. I don't know who did the art in that. So Deceased. Continued writing by Tom Taylor and art by Travis Hairsine? That's not right.
Is that wait, which issue number is it?
6.
6. Okay. How long does that series go?
6.
Oh, so that's okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
6.
Trevor Hairsine. I was
6.
so close. Safe. Hello. Got the Yasmin Putri variant on that one.
Very nice.
Oh, you managed to get a hold of that?
They put all the covers in my hold slot. Also picked up the dollar comic of Superman number 75, Death of Superman, by Dan Jurgens and Brett Brading. And also, to pair with that, is Tales from the Dark Multiverse, Death of Superman, number 1. Also by P.I. Stuff. Jeff Loveness did the script, and Brad Walker did the pencils.
Nice.
And I really want to read that, because I know what happens. And yeah, those are my books for the week. Sudan?
Very nice, yeah. What you got, Sudan?
I got Killer Smile, Joker, written by people, drawn by people. I got Excalibur, still looking at the backs of my bag deported kid. Excalibur, and I picked up last week's Marauders. Got a cover where it's all the mutants. Superior Spider-Man, 12th one. Marvel Zombies Resurrection.
Number 1.
Deceased. Apparently they ran out of the one that I wanted, so I ended up having to get this cover.
Oh.
The main cover.
Which is unfortunate, because I wanted the other one. Deceased. Go Power Rangers, or Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, number 44. And Aquaman is Giant. Tales of the Superman's Death Multiverse.
Dark.
That's what I got.
Nice. Very nice. I got some books and stuff. I also picked up Excalibur. Excalibur. Mainly for that variant cover that featured Jubilee is why I picked it up. But I may read that series. From what I understand, the wife read it and she enjoyed it, so I'm going to have to give it a read and see if I'm going to make it a constant. Written by Teenie Howard, featuring art by Marcus Toe, and the Young Guns variant cover was Mike Del Mundo on that one. I also had Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man number 13, written by Tom Taylor, featuring art by Ken Lashley, and cover A by Andrew C. Robinson. I also picked up Marvel Zombies number 1 with suit on here. Marvel Zombie Resurrection number 1. Number 1, yeah. Written by Philip K. Johnson, featuring art by Leonard Kirk. And cover A, it was the In-Hyuk Lee cover, featuring Wolverine, Deadpool, and Captain America, all Marvel zombied out, which was super cool. I also picked up Red Goblin. I think Sudan is going to be grabbing that one a little bit later down the line.
I haven't decided yet. It's still in the hold slot, though.
Since it's a one shot?
Yeah, since it's a one shot, I figured why not pick it up. Red Goblin, Red Death number 1, written by Patrick Gleason, Rob Fee, and Sean Ryan, featuring art by Pete Woods. Cover A was by Philip Tan. I picked up the variant cover by Ron Lim. And then my last book that I had for the week was Superior Spider-Man number 12, written by, of course, Christos Gage, like you said, and featuring inside and cover art by Mike Hawthorne there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the books I had. So tonight, we all looked through some scary, creepy books. Some of our, some books that have been sitting there for a while that haven't gotten the attention that they need. But tonight's the night for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, before we do get into that.
What's your favorite scary movie?
So yeah, we're gonna play What's Your Favorite Scary Movie? Let's go in the same order we started with the comic books. What's your favorite scary movie?
Okay, so it depends on what genre of scary movie we're talking about, because we got space horror and we got slasher horror, but usually it's a tie between Nightmare on Elm Street because of campy stupidness and also Alien because of the amazingness. So
yeah, for sure. I'm a fan of the Nightmare series for sure.
Yeah,
always have been. If I had to pick a favorite, so series, whatever, it'd be that one.
Nightmare,
for sure.
nice.
Yeah, Nightmare.
I've never seen any of them. They're actually unedited or through. So
Right.
Can't say.
We'll have to fix that. Wait.
recommend it.
So, what's your favorite scary movie, Sudan?
Probably have to go with Scary Movie 1.
Those
were pretty stupid scary.
They were stupid scary. I like a good campy or comedy horror.
I'm just gonna get yelled at because everything I picked is a thriller. But
yeah,
Saw was alright. But
Saw was good.
I would actually have to say probably none of them. Not a big horror film.
You don't, yeah, not a big horror film guy. And I've been thinking about it all this time, and I can't think of
what's yours?
my favorite scary movie. There's been a few different movies that have done a few different things that have given me, nightmares or a jump or whatever during the movie. But I'm gonna have to go with Nightmare 1.
Nice.
The original Nightmare. It was a good movie. I was a young kid when it was out, and
So
it
it
was
was probably actually scary.
yeah. So yeah, it was and it was the utmost in technology, the best film type and everything that could be at that time. So it was and I was, I don't know, 9, 8, I think, something like that, and it was scary.
Yeah.
And I've since then loved that series.
It's a good one.
So, what's the best scary movie you've seen lately?
Lately? Like, how late is lately?
Well, let's say within the past year.
Okay.
Worst?
Best.
The best.
I'm gonna have to actually say Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Really?
I thought it was really good and mostly stayed true. Well, not stayed true to how the story is because it's a bunch of collected stories.
Right.
And there's not really an overarching storyline. But they definitely brought a new take to how the story should be. And the creep factor was there. The gross factor was definitely there. Guillermo del Toro did a really good job, and I can't say that it made me actually scared, but I enjoyed the movie.
I enjoyed the movie myself, and they did great character representations. Some of them were a little too quick for my taste. I would have liked to have seen a little more detail in some, in others, and whatever. But yeah, a super highly enjoyable movie. I dug it. What's the best scary movie you've seen lately?
I haven't seen any scary movies this year.
At all? Or what? Well, let's just say the last scary movie you saw.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Really? That can't be right.
It's probably the last one I watched all the way through.
Okay.
It wasn't scary.
Yeah, but it's a horror movie. It counts.
It was more of a comedy to me. I laughed my ass off through the whole thing.
Yeah, the old one.
Beep beep, Richie.
It
beep,
doesn't
beep.
hold up.
Yeah.
Especially compared to the new movie.
For sure. For sure.
But it's still classified as a classic horror movie.
If anything, if I'm gonna say if I've seen anything horrifying this year, it would have to be that they made a Mamma Mia movie. That was terrifying.
The second one?
Well, I mean, any of them. That was pretty frightening to watch the trailer.
Scary stuff.
So that was pretty awful.
What about you, Peachy?
I really liked, and correct me if I'm wrong here, I believe it was that Halloween.
Yes.
That my wife and I watched the other night, which that was out last year.
Yes.
Yeah,
2018.
2018's Halloween. It was really good. It felt like a real scary classic.
Yes.
Was this Carpenter back in charge? Or wait, not John Carpenter.
Wes Craven? But it's not Wes Craven.
No?
It is a John Carpenter film, I thought.
Oh, okay. I think it is. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Look it up first.
Yeah, I'm not sure who was in charge of that one, but it was really well made. It felt like a modern day telling of a classic horror movie with, great classic tropes like, busting through a wall behind you, or you think you're safe, and then, great stuff.
Directed by David Gordon Green and written by the same David Gordon Green.
Oh, okay, David Gordon Green. Not Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
No, very close though.
DGG.
Yeah.
And the original director was John Carpenter.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Who is not dead.
Oh. Yeah, good stuff. I enjoyed that movie. It was pretty good.
Yeah. I definitely think that you can ignore all the movies in between and just go from the first movie to the last movie and be satisfied.
For sure. It was a great follow-up.
Yeah.
to the series. But yeah.
Yeah.
So, Ooze and I picked stories from the same horror book. This was a Creepshow book by who?
Stephen King.
Yeah, Stephen King had a hand in writing these. And then soon on, we spoke briefly about the book that you picked from the Sinister House.
Secrets of Sinister House.
Secrets of Sinister House. DC horror stories of a sort. So that's where Sudan picked his story from. And yeah, so let's go ahead and jump into our first scary story brought to you by our very own Ooze. What you got, Ooze?
Welcome, kitties. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling a bit edgy. Maybe I'm still feeling the effects of our last story, which we didn't hear because this is the first story. Or maybe it's just because I haven't been out in a long time. That's it. I've got that boxed-in feeling. Good job, thanks. He read the script.
Oh, you're right.
Which reminds me of another tale in my lurid lexicon. A little fear fable called The Crate. Our story opens in the basement of Amberson Hall, a science building on the campus of Hollerix University. It begins with a whim of fate, a toss of the coin, as it were. But it's not a case of heads or tails, kiddies. Oh no. It's a case of a quarter that went wrong. Dead wrong. There, look at that, damn it. Or maybe it was fate, after all. Cursing. Ring, ring, ring. Who knows? What the hell? The janitor's flashlight reveals a crate. A very old crate. Guess I gotta go call Professor Stanley. Yeah, that's what I gotta do. Meanwhile, at the Dole Factory party across town, a faculty wife named Wilma Northrup has been struck exceedingly drunk, and not for the first time. Professor Dexter Stanley, you're such a child. You and Henry both. Such children. But at least Henry has me to take care of him, don't you, dear? Yes, Billy. And this Henry and Wilma Northrup in the English... Just call me Billy. Everyone does. If you need someone to show you the ropes, hun, come see me. Buying or renting. Renting right now, but that's all for the best, honey. Believe me, buying a house in College Town is a frickin' pain in the ass. At our house, all I do is take care of Henry. Henry, we're going to be... excuse me. I can't read.
Wait, did you hear me?
Henry, we're going to freshen our drinks. Stay put. Drop dead, Billy. That's a thought bubble. Give me a B. Give me an I. Give me a T. Give me an A. You know all the rest, kiddies. The cheer is as old as marriage itself. Chalk up another kill for Billy. The Red Baron pales in insignificance compared to her. Hey, come on, it's not that bad. How I've grown to hate her, Dex. Henry, you don't. There's a telephone call for you, Professor Stanley. Just call me Billy, everyone does. Duty calls, Henry. See you later, okay? Hello, Dexter. Stanley here. Professor Stanley, this is Mike Latimer? Mike Latimer. Janitor at the college. Found something that you might be interested in. Mike tells of his discovery. It says Arctic Expedition, 1834. 1834? Really? While outside, Wilma goes from bad to, well... I said, Henry, you don't know your butt from third base if you think I... Oops! Sound effect, sound effect. Well, be sure to check it out first thing on Monday. I know you've got the party for the incoming faculty and all, but I sure wish... Oh, you poor Ty. Here, let me help. You know, Mike Mike, it's may be, but it's one word. Maybe I could get up there this afternoon. It's a pretty dull party. Say, that'd be great, Professor. I'll be waiting right here. So it's ruined. So what? Buy a new one. It's only money, I always say. Isn't that right, Henry? There goes Henry's promotion, poor devil. Maybe I should... No, better leave it for now. Anyways, I'll see him tonight. Might even let him beat me at chess. An hour later at Anderson Hall. So I missed it, and it rolled under there. Wouldn't have bothered, but it was my last quarter for the Coke machine. I'm not getting a good look, Mike. Raise the light a bit. Oh yes, there it is. Sure looks old enough. Let's get the grill off and take a closer look. Thought you'd never ask, Professor. Long minutes and several scraped knuckles later. There we go. Watch it, Doc. Heavy sucker. I'm okay, Mike. Let's get that crate out of there. Crate. It's just going. It's going.
Wow.
Not very nice under there at all. God, I hate tight places. Might want to save that one for later. Just maybe.
Nobody got tossed.
Oh.
I think we might have something really have something here. Let's take it down to the main lab. Straining and heaving, the two men managed to get the crate down the hall, into the lab, and onto the table. Gasped there. Gasp. I said gasp out loud. Sorry. I'm so used to just saying gasp. Gasp.
Sorry, I was about to interject there and be like, is this a horror film or an adult film?
Oh.
They're gasping and heaving. And
Just grunting and...
grunting and heaving.
Yeah.
Well,
They're just
red men or something.
What's wrong, Mike? Lord, I don't know. Felt like something moved in there. Didn't you feel it? If there ever were any living specimens in here, I doubt they would be feeling very lively after 146 years. Sure, but it felt like something shifted. Guess I've been spending too much time in the hot sun, huh, Duck? Wow. Doc. Maybe, Mike. Let's get it open. Sure, I got a crowbar in my closet. Just wait till I go get it. Uh-oh.
Shifting. There was shifting.
Yeah.
I felt a shifting.
Like 5 minutes too late.
This is totally A.C. McCain written. The shitting. The
Yeah.
shifting.
Shifting. Uh-oh, not good, Dex. You shouldn't have turned to watch Mike leave. If you kept looking at the crate, you might have seen it move. Just a little, but it did move. Meanwhile, Wilma's getting ready to go to her night class. At least she says she's going to night class. If she looks more as if she's got a planning to boogie down at the local disco, well... Groaning.
Disco?
The local disco. And leave the pans just soaking like last week, Henry. I'm sorry. And don't leave the pans soaking like last week, Henry. Just scrub them. Just because you and your intellectual friend are going to be playing chess doesn't mean you can leave a mess for me. Yes, Billy. And no, you?
You.
Oh. And kindly have him out of here before my class is over. Frankly, that tobacco he smokes makes me want to Ralph. Yes, Billy. Yes, Billy. Yes, Billy. Dear Henry, what would you do without me? I don't know, Billy. Well, on that, we're even, Henry, because I don't know either. There was commas between almost every word.
It's a Stephen King.
Do me a favor, Wilma. Have a few more on the way and kill yourself, you mad dog. Shh. That's what that is. Yeah.
Wilma!
Back at the lab. That's got the change. That's got the chains, Doc. Care to do the honors? Be my guest, Mike. It's your find. Probably nothing in here but a bunch of rocks and plants so old they'll turn to dust if you touch them. But I'm pretty hot to see, just the same.
Hot
to see.
Hot to trot.
That's what makes scientists, Mike. Just last year we found an antique gerbil run up on the 4th floor. Lovely glass panels, probably worth $1,000 or $2. But I'm still betting your crates full of old magazines are plain old junk. You're probably right, Doc. Still, that Arctic expedition business. And the date. Yeah, kind of makes you wonder. If maybe. Sure hope you fellows didn't wake anything up. Doc, do you hear? Yes, that low whistling noise? Probably just escaping gases. I don't think those were low whistling noises. It was probably more like...
Who is that knocking at my door?
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Except it's still whistling! I don't know if... Look, something's in there. Something's shining. Dex Stanley is gripped with a sudden... Advantastic?
It's gotta be some, like, male enhancement drug from the 60s that he's been gripped by. He's like, yeah.
Yes.
Not a sponsorship.
Fear. Advantastic fear.
Oh.
Looks like a couple of emeralds or... Mike, don't! That has nothing to do with science. What? Oh, Professor, come on. You don't think... Oh, God! My arm! It's got me! Oh, God! Help me! Help me! Oh! Help me, Doc! It's got me! Hold on, Mike! It's biting me! Hold on, no! Oh, dear Lord! Mike! Get me out! It's biting me! Mike! Oh, God! Mike! Oh, God! That hurts! It hurts! Oh. Mike! Oh! Mike! It hurts! It's biting! Ah! Mike's screams are cut short, replaced by the sounds of crunching and crackling bones. He's dead! Oh, Lord! The sickly, unmistakable sounds. I've got to... of eating. Help. Must find someone to go. Until they are replaced by soft, dripping sound. Like rain. Help! 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 Charlie Wrightson. Thank God. Professor Stanley, what? The janitor, the crate. It whistles when it's hungry, when it's angry. We have to... It's campus security, we have to. Slow down, Professor. I don't know what you're talking about. A crazed, incoherent explanation spills from Dex. And it was just... It sucked him in. And we have to get campus police. No, one of them could stick his hand in the crate first thing. If I'm having trouble believing this, what are they gonna think? I don't know what they think. They think we both been pulled one hell of a two.
Huh?
That means fart. And seeing the Tasmanian devils instead of pink elephants. I think we ought to go down and see how the land lies before we do anything else. But...
Good idea.
Right. It may be out. Oh, I doubt. Good Lord! It's gone. The crate's gone. Oh my god, the blood. There's so much blood, and the trail of it leads back out of the lab. And into the crawl space. Come on, Professor, we've got to find Mike's body. Is there anything? Yes, the crate's here. It seems to have... Wait, what's that? Here, Professor, catch. What? Put that aside. I want to measure the bite marks. Bite marks on Mike's shoe. Oh, dear God. If Charlie doesn't look out, kiddies, he may get a chance to measure those bite marks. Wait a minute. There's something else Personally! Oh, Lord. No! Too late, Charlie. There's so much.
Really?
Yeah. And now we're going to take a short intermission. Coming back from intermission, last we left off with reading the crate, found Mike's shoe and Charlie.
Ooze.
Yeah, what's up?
Look out.
Yeah, you should look behind you, please.
Look out.
We're
Ooze.
serious.
Behind
You guys are
you.
investigating.
Ooze.
No. Ooze.
Look behind you.
Look out. Well,
Oh, yeah.
looks like we've lost a host tonight. Ooze has been murdered.
Well, on to other things.
Yeah. I guess on to other things. Let's move on to our next story. So, we interrupted that story to bring you this other story. From the same Stephen King's 1982 Creepshow book. It's a tale called Something to Tide You Over.
Hello again, kiddies. My last story was so grueling, I thought I'd take a vacation. A little trip to the seashore. Of course, this reminds me of yet another awful anecdote. But the tide's coming, so I'd better get started. I call this one, Something to Tide You Over. You see, kiddies, Harry Wentworth has been having himself a good time with Becky Vickers. The only problem is Richard Vickers, Becky's husband, who's just a wee bit upset over this arrangement and means to see that Harry gets his comeuppance. Cruel and unusual punishment for a charge of an unlawful entry, you might say.
Please, Richard, don't do anything you'll regret later. You have to understand, we were in love.
Love? Love? No, you were boffing each other, Harry. There's a big difference. And that was my wife you were boffing.
Where are you going? Don't leave me like this.
Oh, but I must leave, Harry, old boy. The tide's coming in, and I don't want to get my shoes wet. But you have a little time, Harry. A few minutes, maybe, to think about how you got into this mess. Time to remember, Harry. Time to remember.
Yes, Harry. Remember. Remember this morning when Richard came to your apartment?
Nice place, Harry. I bet Becky just loved it. Poor Becky. It really is too bad.
What's this about Becky?
Remember how he slid the cassette into the tape player?
Let's let Becky tell it herself. In her own words.
Harry, please. He's got me. Please come, Harry. Please.
What have you done with her? Tell me! God damn it, or I'll kill you!
Be smart, Harry. Choke me and you'll never know. That's better. And believe me, Harry, you want to know, because by 11 this morning, it's going to be too late.
Yes, Harry. Remember. Remember the drive to the beach? Remember Richard's confident, over-casual manner? He was in control from the very start, wasn't he, Harry? He held the trump card. He had Becky. So when he pulled the gun and ordered you to climb into the hole he dug earlier, you knew you'd do it. You had no choice.
You're insane, aren't you?
It may be that on some subjects, Harry. I'm not entirely sane, and on the subject of what's mine, I'm not sane at all. Now get in the hole, Harry.
You kept thinking it would end, didn't you, Harry boy?
Very good, Harry. Now start pulling the sand into the hole.
But it went on.
It's hip high. Good boy, Harry. Good boy. Now hands in pockets and stand very, very still.
And on.
Because if you move just the tiniest bit, I might have to take my shovel and smash your goddamn head in. And I would not want to do that, Harry-o. No.
And on. Until you realized, for the first time, that some nightmares never end.
There. That's got it. Don't go away, Harry. I'll be right back.
Remember how, when he finished, he turned and walked away?
Richard, don't go. Don't leave me, please.
How he'd return moments later, the TV cable trailing behind him like a huge black snake.
See, Harry, I told you I'd be right back.
And then, incredibly, he set up the tripod, topped by a small vidicam.
How's the angle, Harry? That's it. Look right into the lens. Say cheese.
Then connected the wires.
Don't worry about the power, Harry. This cable runs back to my house about a quarter mile from here.
How he then set up the monitor.
Comfortable, Harry? Good.
Remember how you screamed as he turned it on, Harry? Screamed because of what you saw?
It's showtime!
Becky!
Great video, huh? I love this stuff. Look at the quality of that picture, Harry boy.
Becky! Oh, Lord, Becky!
She can't hear you. Sorry, but she lost the coin toss, and I put her further down the beach. I promised you'd see her again, Harry, and I always keep my promises.
You're insane, aren't you? My God, insane!
Insane? Maybe. Or maybe I'm just a video freak. I told you I love this stuff, Harry. I'm a collector. I want to save this.
You bastard!
It's just a matter of control, Harry. There's a chance if you just keep your head. I think she's lost hers, don't you, Harry?
Oh my God, she's unconscious. Or dead.
That's right, Harry. And if she's not dead, she soon will be. Enjoying yourself. Feel how fast your heart is beating, Harry? Makes it harder to breathe, doesn't it? My, but how late it's getting. I really must trot, Harry. Enjoy the show. At least until your monitor shorts out.
No! Wait, Richard, please, don't leave me.
Oh, but I really have to go, Harry. What? Sorry. Oh, but I really have to go, Harry, old boy. If you haven't noticed yet, the tide's coming in. See you later, Harry. On my VCR.
No! I look better on DVD.
No.
4K! 4K!
Please, you
Why
guys
don't you just
upgrade
live
to the
stream,
highest
you
digital
jackass? This is the biggest moment of my career and you can't live stream this?
quality. You're doing magic with editing. Please don't let them see the blemish.
No, come back! Oh God, he sounds like a desperate lover, sorry.
He is.
He's desperate for Harry
Not
or whatever
him.
his name. Richard, yes.
These are gonna be oozes.
Come back. He said,
That's a trap!
come on.
No, come back. Don't leave me here. Come back!
But he doesn't come back, does he, Harry? You're all alone now. Just you, the rising tide, the panic in your brain, the black horror in your guts.
No! No!
And in the backwash of that first wave, you glance over at the monitor to see that Becky has paid the final price for losing her head.
Becky! Oh God, Becky! Stop.
wave hits you, you find it a bit difficult to think about Becky, don't you, Harry?
Becky!
No, you're not thinking about Becky at all anymore, Harry. Because as that second wave recedes, you can see the next one coming.
Oh, dear God. No! No!
And you can tell, just by looking,
No! No!
that this wave has your name on it.
Bye, Harry. As soon as the sun sets, I'll go back out to the beach to pick up the pieces.
But later, on the beach, Richard finds that two very important pieces are missing.
Where the hell are the bodies? And the cable on this monitor looks... Shoot. I suppose they could have survived. No one maybe, but certainly not both of them. Besides, I watched Harry on my monitor. Watched him die. The current pulled him out. Pulled them both out. Yes, the current, that's what happened, all right.
The current. Sure, Richard. The current. But something has started to gnaw at your nerves. Beautiful house in the country, upstairs and down. Beer flowing over your grandmother's paisley shawl. Click.
Seen the bank dig 1,000 times anyway. I need a shower. Wash some of this sand out of my hair.
And some of the blood off your hands, eh, Richard?
Ah, much better.
You can't hear too well with the water running, can you, Richard? You can't hear that the sounds of waterlogged footsteps.
Sweet.
But can you smell it, Richard? That awful low-tide stench underlaid with something else?
What the?
Turn off the water, Richard. Ah, now you can hear it.
Is that you, Wentworth?
You can hear it getting louder, closer. It sounds almost as if right outside your bedroom door.
May I suggest that you don't come in here? I've got the gun, dear boy, and believe me, I'll use it. I'll shoot you Good Lord!
You can't shoot us dead, Richard.
Because we're already dead. They're coming closer, Richard. Do something.
Already dead, Richard.
Already. Now, something else. Dead, Richard. Okay, Richard, if the bullets don't stop them. BAM! BAM!
Already dead.
No, keep away!
Why not try throwing the gun? Oh, that's a big help, Richard. Very smart.
No, keep away!
You're already dead, actually.
Already dead. Now run, Richard, hide. That's it. In the bathroom.
We want to see you, Richard.
Slam the door, Richard. Throw the bolt. Very good. And now, turn around, Richard.
Oh, God, no!
We dug a hole for you, Richard.
On the beach.
Below the high tide line.
No, stay away!
Let's go to the beach, Richard.
The beach is fun, Richard. Lots of fun.
No, no!
We want to see if you can keep your head, Richard.
If you don't panic. If you can hold your breath for a long time.
Come with us, Richard.
Come to the beach with us.
It's showtime.
Later that night, the monitor in Richard's living room placed an empty house. While on the beach, at the live performance.
I can hold my breath a long time.
Take a look at those two sets of footprints, Richard. Take a good, long look, because it's the last thing you'll ever see. Looks like Richard got himself in over his head. Eh, kiddies? No? Well, it'll be over his head soon enough. And listen to him laugh. It's enough to drive you crazy. Of course, I've been crazy for years, so it doesn't really bother me. Ready for more putrid prose, kiddies? Hee hee. And that's the end.
That's the end of that story. Yeah. I don't know if any of you have ever seen. It's a pretty dated movie, so this probably.
Have you seen that movie from a really old movie?
Yeah, have
You ever seen that really old movie?
Yeah, Haunted Honeymoon. Haunted Honeymoon. This is very reminiscent of that for me. You'll see why if you check it out. If you know the movie, you'll know why. I'm gonna try to get these guys to watch it at some point. But yeah.
Nice.
Does that close out our show for this evening?
I guess.
I think that finishes this Halloween episode. Sudan. Or wait, I did want to say something. All types of comic books should be explored. You never know what you love until you get there. So pick up these books. Pick up this old book if you can find it. Super cool tales, super cool stories. Some of them super short, some of them a little bit longer. But they were all pretty great. Stephen King's Creepshow from 1982. So pick these books up, guys.
Yes. And also, we did say something about it in the last episode that we put out, that we will be going on hiatus.
That's right.
We did go on a week hiatus previous to this episode.
Right.
And we will be going on hiatus until something. Thanksgiving,
I
Christmas?
I think it's Christmas. Yeah.
Christmas?
I think Christmas Day is a Wednesday.
Stay tuned to Sudan segment on YouTube for further information. We'll let you know if we're going to do something on that.
Yeah.
And I'm sad to announce that I tried my niche in the YouTube career, and I didn't feel a fit in it. I felt a bit out of place, and it got me to the point where I wasn't enjoying what I was doing. So I'm going to try to pursue a different interest in action figure photography, and I'll publish some of those photos on Instagram under PG Keen 76 whenever I get those out.
Cool.
Nice.
I'm looking forward to that.
We'll have lots of comics coming out in the next month. If we don't end up doing an episode in November, there's an entire month of November that we'll have comics for. I don't know what we're going to be doing for our holiday episode, but probably not the comics that come out that week, because there probably won't be comics coming out that week.
Pretty
because,
slim.
yeah,
Right, yeah.
that's usually how it works out.
Yeah.
Most likely it'll be a Star Wars review kind of situation.
Or something.
Yeah, something along those lines. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, that's going to be happening.
We'll do something special. We'll figure it out.
And, But starting at the beginning of the year, lots of content, lots of stories to talk about, hopefully new stuff coming out.
Yeah, starting back up with live videos of our weekly hauls and such. So keep an eye out for those on Facebook, I think we decided. I'm not sure. Or the several multiple social media platforms that we have gone through in the past, and that was Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
That's a good segue into the fun does not stop here. Check us out on our social media links. You can check it out. So you can also find out if we're going to be doing an episode soon. We'll be able to let you know there.
Right.
See all the latest news, because we're going to be putting stuff out still. And there is a lot of stuff coming out at the beginning of the year. And we will have on those platforms for the live shows.
Tomorrow. Next year's a pretty big year as far as pop culture movies and things going on. So I'm pretty excited to talk about some of those things coming up in the next year also in the new season. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, that means season 3.
Yeah.
By the way, because this is season 2.
Right.
Just because we're not picking up comics or talking about our comics, we're still going to pick them up.
Absolutely.
If you don't know where your local comic book store is to pick up comics, go to comicbookstorelocator.com, unpaid sponsor, and check out your local comic book store, because nothing beats holding a comic in your hand, especially when you have to take pictures to be able to read each line from a comic.
Right. Yeah, it's some great stuff. Old school art in that Creepshow book, and there were some pretty cool pictures, some awesome splashes and such. But, Sudan, do you have a quote to close us out on?
No.
Oh, I apologize.
No,
I'm just gonna
I
go
was
into
gonna
the
say
other-
it's. I was gonna say yeah, it's
I'm ahead of.
just really quick. We don't own any of the characters, and the likeness is close to anyone or any of the other mumbo jumbo legal stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
We did not mean any of that.
Right.
It was just for fun.
This book is a work of fiction. Any references to historical events, real people, or real places are used fictitiously. Other names, characters, places, and events are products of the author's imagination, and any resemblance to actual events or places, persons living or dead, is entirely coincidental.
And our portrayals of such are completely our own.
Yes.
Right.
So,
Right.
stay away. But, son, the greatest trick the devil pulled was convincing the world there was only one of them.
Wow.
Oh.
That's actually pretty cool. Because
David Wong from John Dies at the End.
Oh.
that's actually in the original quote is a little bit different, but I really dig that. I like that little twist on that.
I started it with the devil quote. It was
Yeah.
Good
gonna be
stuff.
all like, be careful who you trust.
Well, by the
Devil was
time.
once an angel.
Oh, right. Sorry. But, by the time this episode comes out, it'll probably be a few days after Halloween. So we hope you guys had a fun and safe Halloween and got to represent and celebrate the way you wanted.
Yep. Unless it's going to a torture chamber for 10 hours that you might win $20,000 for and have to sign a 40-page waiver to get into. Don't do that.
Don't. I've heard things.
Bad things.
I have no idea what's being talked about.
Haunted houses and such.
Haunted house.
Quote unquote haunted houses. But until next time, guys, I'm PG.
I'm Moose.
I'm Sudan.
And we'll catch you on the holiday episode, guys. Take it easy.
Have you listened next time?
Bye.
Bye.
F-bomb.
Sudan!
Aw, Sudan. Hey, thanks for listening to our podcast. If you enjoyed this, connect with us on social media, and of course like and subscribe so you don't miss out. If you want to listen to more, find us on anchor.fm and pretty much anywhere you can find podcasts.